Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hidden Heights Farm. Today we got a little project we're going to tackle. We are going to put together a hog feeder. You guys seen in one of the last videos where I had to meet the semi truck in town, that big box that was in the back of my truck. Well, that is an automatic hog feeder that we ordered, and I want to talk about why we need to get this done pretty quick. Got the hog shelter done. You've seen that. We're glad that's done. But these feeder pigs, this is the hog feeder right here I'm going to be putting together. It is an Osborne RF3, and I'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. But the importance of getting this hog feeder ready now, oh boy. So you know, the pandemic going on right now with all the crisis in the grocery stores and this and that. Even at our local grocery stores, there's not a lot of meat on the shelves. Luckily, right here behind me, we got 2 freezers full of fish, deer meat. Still got some hog meat, stuff like that, goat, all kinds of stuff from our farm. So we're not really worried about that. But the problem that this kind of forces us into is getting a processor date. You know, we're not really set up to be butchering hogs and all these large livestock on our own just yet. I think it's something that we might try to do here in the near future. Maybe. I've been talking to Dutch just earlier today, and he was wanting to know if we might want to try to do butcher a steer together one day. And I said, well, we might not have a choice. We might have to do that. So anyways, back to the story. So I was calling around trying to get a processor date for the 4 feeder pigs that we got, and they are pushed out until like December of this year, and that's going to put them well over 300 pounds. On average, hogs gain about 1.7 pounds a day, anywhere from 1.5 to 2 pounds a day on average, so 1.7 pounds a day is what you can expect for a feeder pig to gain weight. And the ideal weight that we like to butcher them at is right around 300 pounds. We don't like to go more than like 325, because then they start getting way too much fat, and then like your bacon will have a lot of fat on it, and it's just, there's just a certain small line we like to stay around. So anyways, that's our target, is 300 pounds. Well, I called around, and finally got a butcher date for October 29th. And this is at a new facility I have not used, but we're going to try them out. And that should put them right about 5.5 to 6 months from now. And I think I should be able to get them really close to 300 pounds. And we're going to cheat a little bit. Not really cheat. We're just going to feed them a little higher protein starting off, which is pretty normal actually. This is an 18% feeder hog ration, and then we got a 16% we're going to finish them out on. A lot of people will finish them out on a 14%, but I don't want them to come out too shy of the target goal on the weight. So that's why we're going to get this put together, and we're going to start pushing them to 18% feed right now, and try to get them boosted up. But back to this hog feeder. So guys, this is a Osborne hog feeder made by the manufacturer Osborne, and it is a model RF3. It holds 785 pounds of feed. And what this is, I'll show you guys more when I get it put together, but this is the trough, and the way it works is they spin that wheel around and it lets the feed come down automatically. So this will save us a lot of time. It will cut down a lot of waste. I'll try to remember, if I go out there here in a little bit when we take this feeder out there, if I can figure out how to get it put together, I'll show you guys on the ground. Right now we're feeding them in just pails on the ground. And of course, hogs are destructive. You can fill their feeder up and they'll just root around, knock it over, and want to eat it off the ground, stuff like that. And a lot of the feed gets wasted. So the idea behind this is to save time, where we're not going out to fill the small feeders up all the time. And it's automatic, so it just, as much as they eat, it just keeps coming down. I'll show you guys how it works. But like I said, this holds almost 800 pounds, and it said this is good for 60 hogs. And the idea behind it is, you see how it's circular there? A hog can get on every side of it instead of having like just one side or 2 sides where they'll get in to the feeder and start fighting. You don't want that. So the circular design allows multiple hogs to eat at the same time, because if you notice, a lot of times when you have hogs, they're like almost always together. They're real curious. If one's out there eating grass or something, it seems like they're all out there right behind it eating. Oh, he found something good. Let's go check it out. So same thing with these. we're raising them on a little bit of pasture, so what happens is they'll roam around, eat their grass, graze on grass, get a drink of water, and they'll come back around to their feeder. Well, when one's going to eat, they're all going to want to eat. So this is where the circular design is going to come in handy. That way, you know, you can have multiple pigs on one feeder and not have any problem. So I'm going to get busy. I'm going to start putting this together, and hopefully I can get it figured out. I do have the instruction manual. I will be using that because I want to make sure I get this thing put together right. Hey, can you come and help me put these bolts in this feeder real quick?
You give me a second.
Alright.
Alright, bye.
Bye. Okay, so Rachel and I got it done. We got it complete. I went ahead and made sure the lid fit, and it fit fine. It has a spring on it that holds it down. I'll show you guys that. But I think it's going to work out well. It wasn't too complicated to put together. The instructions was very easy. But this is called the Osborne RF3 Big Wheel Feeder. And I'll show you guys how it works. You fill your feed in this hopper, and you see this cone down there. See that cone? You got these things in here. These are called bumper bars. And what happens is the feed falls down, and it is adjustable. So if you want a high rate of feed, every time that they move these bars, you put it on 4. And what it does is it picks this cone up more. And I don't know if you guys can see that hole or not right there, that little gap. That's where the feed's going to flow down past. To adjust it, it's real easy. You can see you got 0 to 4. I'm going to put it back on 0, and you guys can see this cone lowering down here. So I think that stops the feed pretty much. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave it on 3 for now. But the way it works is the feed kind of falls down in here. The pigs start eating it, so they pretty much got it all eaten. So they start kind of scavenging around here and pushing these bars out of the way. Well, when they push these bars, let's see if I can do it with my foot. I don't know if you guys can see that silver bar right there? Okay, so when they push these bars, you see how it does that? Well, these bars turn around inside this hopper, and it moves the feed. And what that does is these bars hit the bumper bars as well, and it kind of helps knock the feed down around that cone, and it falls down inside the gap underneath that cone. That way, this thing is supposed to stay full of feed all the time, so we ain't got to go outside, and we ain't got to go out there and feed them all the time. We just got to make sure this thing's working. And they can eat all they want, get as big, muscled up, and fatted sooner than later, hopefully. So I think I'll start off on 2 or 3. It's actually feeding time right now, so we're gonna get this thing loaded up. I don't know if it'll fit in the Ranger or not. I think it will. We'll get it loaded up in the back of the Ranger. We'll take it out to the pig pen, put it in their new shelter. I don't know if I'm gonna build any kind of structure to set this on yet. It's not perfectly level out there, but I think it'll be fine. It's gonna be on dirt, and that's the only reason I was thinking maybe I could build like a little platform out of some treated wood to set this thing on, so maybe they don't root up dirt and get it all up inside of here. But you can see the ledge is kind of high on it. It's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches high, so I don't know if that'll be a problem. We'll just kind of have to watch it and see. Right now we just got those 4 young small feeder pigs, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'm only going to put about 200 pounds of feed in here to start off with, just to make sure we got everything put together right, and don't need to adjust anything. Because that wouldn't be fun to fill this thing up with 700 or almost 800 pounds of feed and have to take it all out because we did something wrong. So let us get this loaded up. We'll get some of this feed loaded up in the Ranger, and we'll go stick it in their new pig shelter and see if this thing works. Pick it up by this cage down here. Ready? Alright guys, we got the feeder out here, and this is the pig shelter. If you're new to the channel, I know some of you are probably new, never seen our channel before. You're probably watching this because of this feeder video. But this is a shelter that we just finished, and the reason that it's designed like it is to fit around this feeder here. So right here it's 7 foot, the back is 6 foot, and the dimensions of this whole thing is 15 foot long and 12 foot deep. And our ideal is to put the feeder here somewhere in the middle, and then they have this whole shelter to sleep in, get out of the weather, whatever. So we'll try to get this thing unloaded, put some feed in it, and see if they'll kind of learn how to use it.
That's top heavy.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have to move it out some and just a tad. Now it's not level.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're trying to still get to it and still. That's probably about as level as it's gonna get.
Now you just put feed in it or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something here. So, in order for this to work, they got to turn these wheels down here, this little paddle down here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and kind of, I guess you might say I'm gonna prime it a little bit. I'm gonna put a little feed down here. And I'm gonna start filling this up. And the reason I'm going ahead and putting feed down there is that way they'll kind of get trained to know where their feed is. They'll start trying to eat it, and when they eat all this in the trough, they'll learn how to start rooting around in the trough, and they'll move that paddle around and more feed will fall down. It didn't take Java very long to figure it out, did it?
Nope.
One more?
One more.
Alright, so we got about 250 pounds of feed in there. Just got enough in the trough so they know that the feed is here now, and hopefully they'll get this eaten up, and then once they start turning this wheel, trying to get all the, let me see this, I'll show you guys. Once they get all the feed eaten, what they'll do is there'll be some underneath these bars, and they'll push them like this, and more feed will start falling down. So I got it set on 3 now. We'll leave it there, and kind of see what that does. We'll come out here later or tomorrow once I get some of this eaten. Oh yeah, more feeds is coming out. I'm turning it, so that should work really well. Awesome. All right, so there's that. We got this filled up as much as we want for tonight. We'll come back out tomorrow and see how they're doing. And if they're doing well, maybe in a couple days, we'll go ahead and fill it all the way up. He's snacking away on some strawberries.
And they got corn over there. They're chowing down on and leftover.
Oh yeah. Leftover ice cream and corn, strawberries. They know it's good, don't you, pigs? Okay guys, so like I said, we got it set up. We're going to try it out. If you go to the website, osbornefeeders.com, or you just Google Osborne hog feeders, osbornelivestockequipment.com is their actual website. I'll try to put a link down in the description to their website where you guys can order all kinds. They have bigger feeders, smaller feeders, all kinds of livestock equipment. The shipping was great. This model runs like $600 and something. I went ahead and got the galvanized parts. They have a stainless model and they just have a regular steel model. I went with the galvanized parts. Shipping ran us about 170 bucks, so we got about $900 or so in this. But if we keep raising hogs every year over and over, it'll actually pay for itself. Saves us with the time being saved and the amount of waste that's going to cut down on. Because you guys can see down here in this dish, they're not, rooting around. It makes it hard for them to root around because they got these bars, and they can also spread out around it because it's circular, not square or just one wall. But anyways, go check them out. If you guys are into raising any kind of hogs or livestock that have all kinds of different stuff, they were really helpful. I talked to them on the phone, talked to them through email. On this particular model, it's actually built for hogs that are like 50 pounds up to feeder weight, like 300 pounds. And I think the reason they put the weight behind it is because they want them to be about 50 pounds before they can turn these paddles real well. And old Jabba here, he's probably double that already. And these little ones are probably 40 pounds, 35 pounds or something already. But he'll be able to get this keep it filled for them, and he'll teach them how to use it. They grow so fast. So anyways, guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Check out all our other videos. We got goats, turkeys, quail, all kinds of stuff. And we should be having some baby pigs any day now. We got some old spots over here that are heavy bred, and hopefully they'll start farrowing and having some piglets on the ground. So don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. Tell us what kind of livestock you guys raise. If you guys raise hogs, I'd be interested to see what kind of feeders you guys raise. And have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time.